I just can't even, like, I am so tired of not having furniture that stays put, and having a sink that I have to worry about emptying all the time, and a water jug that I have to worry about putting down, or if it's gonna fall. It's just too much for me right now, and I need to make some changes. Really frustrating.
Hello everybody. I just wanted to make this video because I am 6 months into my full-time van life journey, and so I just wanted to share some things about it that are not so great. I've been making videos a lot about how great it is, and it's wonderful being able to go to the beach. I just recently spent like 5 days at the beach, and it cost zero money, so it's pretty sweet. There are just a lot of things that I regret, and so I kind of wanted to share those with you today. Hopefully you won't make some of the mistakes I did, so hopefully this video will be able to help you in some way. The first regret I have is that I didn't take enough time to get the van finished before I moved in. I was really excited to get the van, and I thought, hey, if I live in the van, then I won't have to pay rent, and so I'll have all that money to put into the van. And then, of course, if you've watched my channel for a long time, you'll know that that backfired because I lost my job because I took off a day of work in order to move. So that totally backfired, and it put me behind the 8 ball, and not as much money as I had thought coming in, and I'm in an unfinished van with no heat, no power, no lights, nothing. So that is a regret. If you can possibly do it, just wait till your van's done. Honestly, you will end up having a much better experience in your van. And I'm not going to say it's not possible, because I did it for a long time, and it was, you make it work. So if you're in that situation, I know you'll make it work just like I did. But if possible, just wait. When I was searching for a van, I did want a stealth vehicle. And in a lot of ways, I'm glad that I have a stealth vehicle, because I can just park anywhere and nobody thinks anything of it, really. But I do kind of regret not getting the tall van, because my Chevy Express, as you can see, I don't have a lot of room. Yeah, so that's kind of annoying. It does get annoying. One of the reasons I didn't get the tall van was because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to drive it. And I could have. You get used to it. I was afraid driving this one at first, because there's no windows in the back. It's just mirrors, and you just get used to it. Now I'm just tooling around everywhere, and it's easy. And I could have driven a big van, so don't be afraid of that. It's not that hard. The only thing I will say about that is that was gonna cost me a lot more money than Clifford, and so I would have had a payment maybe like doubled, and that I still would not be comfortable with that. So in the end, I am glad I got Clifford. But if you can possibly get the taller van comfortably, get the taller van. You will thank me later. When I first started, I wanted to have a no-build van. I wanted it to be simple and easy and just get in and not have to worry about all that stuff. Well, a no-build van, it is easier to get into, but it is harder to function over the long run. 6 months in, and I am wanting a sink and a regular faucet like you would not believe. I mean, so many times, having to, where is it? So many times having to buy one of these is just really annoying. Having to dump out my water all the time is just really annoying. if you can get a proper faucet, you know, a proper sink, if that's something that you use a lot. Like, I know I use that a lot. I can't help it. I use that a lot. And I want to be able to wash my hair in it. I don't really have a great place to wash my hair right now except Planet Fitness. So that's really important to me. Now I'm trying to figure out how I can do that in this van. Another thing I wish I had done was putting holes in my plywood bed. I knew it. I knew I should do it, and I even bought the little thing to put the holes in. At the time I had put the bed in, and I just didn't want to go through the hassle of I should have. Just don't take shortcuts is my that's my point. Don't take shortcuts. Do the little bit harder thing and do it right. That is my number one tip, really, honestly. And then, you know, I did take so many shortcuts when I came in the van, when I started living in the van, that now I have to just fix them all. Another thing is the floor. Get a good floor. Don't half, you know what it, and just do what you think is easier, because it's not. Just get a real floor or get someone to help you with it, because having a good floor is really important. I'm hoping to change that out too soon. So those are my tips for starting your van life. And then another thing, so those are like my main regrets. But other things that are just really hard about this lifestyle is having things like fall all the time. Like, I'm driving down the road and I'm constantly hearing things like tip over, or and I know it's because I don't have things secured as well as I should, but it's hard to do that in my van for some reason. It's just really hard. I just want like a built-in that will have all my stuff in it, so I don't have to worry about things falling out. I don't have to worry about things, you know, like my big, you know, cubby hole thing that was here, shelving unit. It just fell over one day when I was driving. I was driving home and I heard things going on in the back of the van that I didn't like. And so I looked back and this is what I saw. Yeah, that happened. This happened while I was driving back. This whole shelving unit fell and everything spilled out. So that's awesome. My jewelry spilled, things in all the bins spilled, and surprise, surprise, my clothes are still on there. But very disappointed in my shelving unit. So I gotta clean all that up. That is why I am at my storage unit. So the white thing is gonna go in storage for now. My bins are just gonna be stacked there. And I had no clue that was gonna happen, and it just made a huge mess. It was awful. It was awful. And it was just one of those days where I just hated everything, and I just wanted, it was awful. I got a little down about that. That's a hard thing about van life, is everything has its place, but if you buy something else and it doesn't have its place, oh my gosh, it's really, where do you put it? And I'm constantly trying to rearrange things and put them in different spaces, and, you know, getting things more organized, even more than I thought they could be, and oh my gosh. So that is a really frustrating part about van life, is just, where do you store things? I don't want this to be a downer. I really don't. I mean, it sounds like it's a downer, and I apologize. I just want you guys to learn from my mistakes. Okay. Another one. Here's more depressing things. It gets so hot in the summer. Like, I don't have air conditioning. I think most of us in vans just use fans, and you open your doors as you can. In the summer, it just gets hot, and since I am not a full-time traveler, I can't go to where it's cooler magically. Oh my gosh, like, it's just so hot, and it's driving me crazy. That's really hard about van life. And then in the winter it will be really, really cold, and that was really hard last winter when I was in it. very difficult. So I think it would be easier to deal with that stuff if you've got everything else in order. At least, you know, that's like, then you can just worry about keeping cool or keeping warm and not worry about all the other things I just mentioned. So get everything done and then just focus on that. You can get, like, you know, there are different air units you can get that I can't right now. Yeah, another thing about it being so hot, like, I'm constantly trying to find shade. Everywhere I go, it's where's the shade, where's the shade? And I'll be in what I think is a shady spot, and then, oh my goodness, the sun comes and it's just hot. So I have to try to find another shady spot. So that gets old, that gets old. Luckily, oh my gosh, you guys, the next week or so, it's gonna be much cooler here in Oregon, and I am so ready for it. I mean, you can't believe how ready I am for the fall. So really excited about that. Anyway, you know, I think those are all the really bummer things I have to say. But I hope that some of this helped you a little bit with, you know, if you're planning, if you're thinking about van life, and you know, learn from me, get everything in a row before you start. That would be my number one piece of advice to you. So I hope you got some value out of this video, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions about anything I said or about my van life experience, please let me know in the comments. And if you want to keep up with my journey, subscribe. It is free, doesn't cost anything, and you can click the notifications to know when the next video is coming. And if you enjoyed it, please drop a like. I thank you so much, and I hope you have a good week. Catch you later.